everyone, this is Matthew Paul, aka GetSelious. I'm here with John, one of the co-owners of Carmine Comics.
Hello, that's right, Carmine Street Comics on historic Carmine Street in the West Village. We're proud to be here.
Yes, and all that words mean exactly what it does. I have no idea. But as you already talked to Gabe about the history and Carlos about your personal preferences, what are your future for Carmine Comics?
The future is hopefully building a community. Building a community of people in the West Village who love comics, people who love to read comics, people who love to make comics, people who love to talk comics, and making ourselves a mecca, hopefully then on a larger scale for the entire city's community. People that love comics, love to make them, love to read them, love to talk to them.
That's cool. And I guess one thing I want to ask you is, how did your past experience working at Manhattan Comics and being a comic writer and editor, how did that help you become an owner of this? How did that influence your decision?
Wow. I mean, well, it's all sort of one package. I've been in love with this stuff for a very long time. Telling stories told in pictures changed my life. Stories told in pictures gave me something to shoot for. Stories told in pictures gave me something to hope for. And I want to pass that on. So that's why I do everything. That's why I do the writing that I do. I'm trying to do as good a job as I can do. I love editing because editing is like taking someone else's baby and caring for it with them for a little while and making it better, making it stronger, help to raise it. And in a way, that's very much what I'm doing here. I'm providing a venue for other people's work, other people's children to get out there to the final stage. You know, now I'm sort of at all three stages. I'm doing some of the writing, so I'm giving birth to some things. Yeah. I'm midwifing the birth of as an editor with other people, and I'm doing the sort of education, preschool, sending it into the world and letting it have a life at the retail.
I see, and the problem is that now, I guess if a baby's aborted, it's your fault then. Is that what you're saying?
No, well, it depends. Depends at the midwife level, maybe.
At the midwife level.
I haven't been sued yet. All
right, well, good. He hasn't been sued yet, so you can't. So he hasn't been sued yet. It's all working out. So another thing I want to ask you is that you mentioned on your Twitter, I follow you on Twitter, and you said your work shift ended at 3 a.m. today. It's, what is it? It's almost, if you could look at my watch, I mean, if you could see it, it's about, what, almost 7? Like 20 to 7? What work day? How did this, wait, it's 3, that's yesterday's work day. Is today work day over for you? You're not working anymore?
No, yesterday's work day went till 3 a.m.
Oh my God, what were you doing all that time?
Emails, sending emails to the distributor about orders, sending emails to customers. We're really trying to be personalized. The customers that came over from after the closure of Manhattan Comics know us personally, so I really want to give a personal flavor to all of the emails back and forth with them. It's really important to me that when one of those guys knew us as managers for those 2 years, that, like yourself, because you and I met shopping at 23rd. Yeah. When one of those people emails us, I really want them to get a personalized email back, either from John or Mike, or whether it says John and Mike, and then they can tell whether John wrote it or Mike wrote it.
Okay, so
which is not very hard because we're pretty different stylized of writers and talkers, but so I'm taking the time to reply to just about every email I can.
So I guess your email will be more flattering, nice, while Mike's email will probably be a very crude curse at me, because I heard he's not a people's person.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of he's a different kind of people person. Mike immediately makes you love him by simply being so ridiculously over the top with his crudity that you know that he's kidding, and you just want to give him a hug.
Well, that is true. I mean, there's something he said that just hurts my feelings. Like, he said, "Are you reading Age of Ultron? Can I just bury you in the backyard?" And I was like, "Why? Why you gotta bury me in the backyard? I'm still alive. I'm here." But anyway, he's a rebel. Yeah, and the thing I want to ask you is that if you guys notice back here, the artist thing right here. How is this coming to fruition? How did that work out for you?
This was really another magical combination of awesome things. I'm very close, and I edit the work of one comic smith, as I call her, because she does both the writing and the art, Ellen Stedfeld. She does mini comics, she does a little bit of web comics. She's the art director for Prompt. And I met her, as I was talking with Carlos about in the previous interview, I met her through the Museum of Comics and Cartoon Art.
I see.
And then going to her group that she was organizing herself for the Graphics Artists Guild.
I see.
And eventually became her editor. And she's moving. She's in the process of moving, and she basically was saying, I don't have a studio anymore. And I led her on the fact that this crazy plan was coming because we're really close. And she started turning her noggin right on how she could help, because she's a sweetheart like that. She always wants to help. She wants to build the community just like I do. And she came up with this fantastic idea of having a sort of studio space, drawing right there in a comic book store. And I said, "Oh God, that's terrible." And then she said, "Well, it couldn't be just me because I couldn't be there all the time. So it would be rotating. So you would have different creators, different days, coming in, sitting, using the space to create something, creating a different energy, and then because different people would be there different days, customers coming through could begin to build a relationship with different creators, and that's exactly what's been happening. And when I started to think of it as an open studio space, open to the public, open to comic creators who can't afford to have their own studio in a small Manhattan apartment, people who've lost a studio space, people who are students, that it began to click, and I began to say, this is a fantastic idea. And so now when you walk in the door, the first thing you bump into when you walk into my store is somebody live creating comics.
That's cool.
And it makes me very happy and very proud.
That's cool. And I want to talk more about the future. What's coming up recently is New York Comic Con, I believe 2013. Are you planning on viewing your store, bringing your store as a vendor there? Are you going there as a comic book lover? Do you have any plans for that?
For Comic Con, I'll definitely be attending myself.
Yeah.
Because of the little bit of writing, editing I do, and the blog that I'm not as active with now that was sort of journalistic. That stuff gets me in. So I'm certainly gonna be there as as a writer editor. I love to be there with Pronto. I love to help Pronto out. There's some other people that I do editing with. I love to be there to support them. I love to get my own name out. It's good for self-promotion. But as a store, I don't think we're gonna be able to be a part of that. I think Comic-Con is not only, it's too big in both senses. It's too big in that their basic requirements for taking part are not something that we're going to meet. But quite honestly, it's too big in that it's not quite what we're looking to be a part of. It's definitely community element, and that's important. I'm sure we'll do our best to be in touch with some of the people that run Comic-Con, and we're going to be in touch with some of the other groups, and we're going to hold some events. We're definitely going to. I mean, I'm trying to have an event a week. So if Comic-Con's in town, I'm gonna try to do 3 events in a weekend if I can pull it off. Something for the Friday, Saturday, Sunday of the con, so that after the con we'll have something that people can come to, foster community, bring it home, and bring some of those people that come in from Jersey and from the tri-state area for Comic-Con, and let them know the awesome culture we've got going on in Manhattan on a week-to-week basis.
That's cool. That's cool. And I guess you don't want to be part of that, but I noticed that the future things, we are in the 21st century, right? 21st, I guess? But
Last time I checked.
Last time you checked, yeah. And you know that there's been a changing in people wanting digital comics. Digital comics are somewhat popular. Do you feel the need to sell paperback as much as digital these days, or are you just going to be more focused on just giving people digital cards and transferring digital to get, digital money? Get that esports money.
It's tough. We're trying to do a little bit of both. We sell digital. It's available direct on our website, and we're not ashamed of it. We're proud to sell digital. We're proud that we are in our small way a part of the digital revolution. I'm definitely considering and looking into ways that we could be integrating selling digital with the real physical brick and mortar retail experience. I love to be able to say to a customer, we sold out, the distributor sold out, I can't get you a physical copy, consider digital. It's cheaper, and you'll still be able to follow next month with your print books, and then get a hold of a print copy later if you still need it.
That's great. That's cool. And I guess before I let you go, I want to ask you something. This is something that I hope people will come here. For us, less 1% of people who buy manga. Will you have a manga for us, bro? Will there be manga for us?
We're trying to have as wide a variety of stuff as possible. We have a small manga set.
Yeah.
Manga isn't something that does as well in the comic book retail setting as you'd expect.
Exactly.
It's available en masse.
Yes.
It's available in such quantity at the brick and mortar big box chain bookstores, as they call them, that a small sort of community of its own is built up around that. I love going to a Barnes & Noble. Well, Borders is gone. Barnes & Noble is still with us. I love going to a Barnes & Noble, and when you find the manga graphic novel section, you find a crowd, a little circle of teenagers sitting on the floor. They have their own sort of community, but because they have that community, they're less likely to walk into a comic book store. So for the basic retail element, we don't carry a ton, but it's really important to me that we carry some because of the variety. It's really important to me to be able to represent the full breadth of what's available from the medium of sequential art.
And as my personal experience of guys being here, if you can actually ask him and order, and he'll get it for you. He'll within his range. Yeah, within his best. Right. And before we go, can you tell people how to follow you follow you and Carmine Comics?
Yeah, absolutely. The fastest way is probably to go to www.carminestreetcomics.com, because at the website carminestreetcomics.com you can find a little link to the Facebook account for the store. You can follow the link to the site where we manage our pull lists. Signing up for a pull list gets you 20% off of everything with a long time.
I see.
There's a link to my personal Twitter, because it's sort of a Twitter account.
Yep.
There's a link, really easy to email us on the customer side. Let us know an order. Let us know what we can do for you. Let us know if you've got stuff that you don't need anymore personally, that you've amassed for your personal collections. We might be able to take it off your hands, add it to our collection, perhaps sell it on consignment on a split. That'll be good for everybody. What else is available up there? A link to the Facebook group specifically for the reading club that we have weekly, Thursdays at 8.
Yeah. And what are you
every
guys
Thursday
currently,
at 8.
what are you guys currently reading for the Carmine Club?
It's all run by Steve, one of our many volunteers. But usually he structures it very simply in such a way so that the Thursday night group discusses the previous Wednesday's books.
I see.
I think. No, you know what? I'm not sure. I'm not sure the plan has been set down yet.
All right.
We'll know when we look at the stock and what we have available.
Right. And that's good to know. And I guess I have some more stuff to ask you. It's really important.
Sure.
You notice other comic book stores. I mean, outside you have this unique art venue over here. Other comic book stores I've been to, I guess all around New York, some actually have vendors for people to play card games. Card games such as Magic, card games such as Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Vanguard, or even for people playing D&D. Do you have in the future you might consider moving space, if you have it available, for these people to come, because they also become a part of comic book culture, people who play card games?
That's definitely something that we're talking about and we're considering. It's a bit out of my wheelhouse, to be honest. We would need someone to be come on board who knew the stuff in and out. I know some people who know the stuff in and out. I'd love to be doing tournaments like that. I think that stuff's fun. I think it's great. I played a little bit of Magic in my day. I haven't played a ton of it. I had a really close friend growing up who really loved the stuff. He had thousands of cards. We played it every now and again together. I played it a few times as an adult. I played it in college occasionally. And I know it's a big culture, and it's its own industry of the sort, and it's something the comic book stores do often. It's definitely something we're considering, but it involves a whole structure. Because you have to order the cards, you have to make sure the cards are available, the booster packs, so that somebody can start fresh and join the tournament, and the space, because we're a very small store.
Exactly. Plus, you're also going to need a judge, and you're going to have to...
Somebody has to run the events who knows the stuff.
And the worst part is you're going to make sure your rule cards are in standard or rule format. Those kill people, trust me. 2 months ago, this card's in play. 2 months later, oh, this is banned. What? No way. Yep, it's banned.
Yeah. And it's problematic. And you don't want people using, what's the name of the famous deck? Elvish?
Oh, God, I think it was Elvish Tokens. Something like that.
Tokens, the one that's quote-unquote broken.
Yeah.
The deck that's really just a joke deck.
Yeah.
That most tournaments don't allow.
Exactly.
I love that stuff.
All right, man. John, it was cool meeting you. You guys should come down to Carmine Comics, which is located, once again,
34 Carmine Street. Carmine Street Comics.
Yeah, so you guys should come down, enjoy yourselves, and this is GetSelious signing out. Peace, guys.